Hello, hello, hello. Welcome in. It's Birds of Feather Podcast with your boy Qcity.
Your boy Todd Bravado.
And this is the betting pod for week 4. Time is flying. Let's just get it out the way. All right, let's rip the band-aid off. But last week was rough. Last week was rough for everybody, really. But like, hey, bro, we ain't have a good week last week, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. It was tough.
Yeah.
I would say get your 0-5 weeks out the way while you can, right? So I'm gonna be real. I had an 0-5 week, right? Like we had said on the pod, we bet a lot of things together. So it was either a real good sign or a real bad one. And I was on the wrong side of a lot of things last week. Let's get into it. So we both had Green Bay at Cleveland. I had him at -8.5. You had him at -7.5. Obviously, Cleveland won that one, right? Cleveland hasn't scored more than 17 points in like 11 games. They scored 13 in 5 minutes.
That is nuts.
As a bettor, what are you supposed to do with that? Like, what are you supposed to do with that one, right? Like, y'all for time have just been crappy. Green Bay was looking good. Sometimes you're on the wrong side of things, right?
Yeah.
Then the Rams at Philly, I had LA money line. You had LA money line. It looked like it was going to cash money line.
Then them damn
2 block kicks in the last 4 minutes. 1 return for a touchdown, so you couldn't even do a backdoor cut. It was just all bad. It was all bad. It was a rough week. It was a rough week.
There's honestly gonna be someone out there saying Vegas made the call. Shut up.
Yeah, nah. I'm gonna be honest with you. I felt like I was on the right side of that one. Speaking of Vegas making a call. You had Raiders money line. I had Raiders +3.5. Neither of those cashed. The Raiders had the doors beat off them. It was super ugly at one point. Commanders was up like 14 or 20. It was disgusting at one point. The Raiders made it. They made it a little closer late, but it wasn't. It was not a good game. And then the 2 games different. You had Pats money line Steelers. The Pats had 5 turnovers, 2 of in the end zone. That was just a bad break.
Yeah.
And then your 1 win for the week, Minnesota at Cincy. You called that, and Minnesota beat the doors off of them.
I called it the wrong boat race.
Yeah, it was 1 game down. For me, I had the Jets at Tampa, and I took Tampa with the points, and it looked like that was an auto cash until they had a blocked field goal return for a touchdown, and then they had to, pull a rabbit out the hat late. So Tampa was money line there, but I took the points and lost it. And then Houston and Jacksonville. Took Houston money line because Jacksonville is the most fraudulent 2-1 team I think there is out there, bro. Jacksonville is not. They haven't looked good in any game. 2-1.
But they look better than the teams they were playing.
And I swear, you ain't gotta be the best. You just gotta be better than who on the field.
Yeah, that's it.
But yeah, I said Houston money line. Houston lost. It was all disgusting. It was all bad last.
Something I don't know. You bringing up Jacksonville kind of just made me think back to a texting argument that we have, and we both wrong. Both them boys suck.
Let's give some context, right? So, if you guys have followed us for any length of time, if you go back to the draft last year, you'll remember Taj was really, really adamant on the fact that Neighbors in almost any other draft would have been the no doubt number one wide receiver, right? And out of his own mouth, he said, if Marvin Harrison Jr. wasn't in this draft. You said that.
Yeah.
So, like, I still
preferred Neighbors over him, but, the consensus was Marvin.
Yeah. So, like, for me, I hold college pedigree pretty high. I'm like, okay, especially like early on in your career, right? And then there's like your situations. Neighbors was going off. I think it was the Russell Wilson game versus Dallas. But to be fair, everybody looked good against Dallas at this point. But regardless, I was like, Neighbors is like clear cut number one out of that class. Or hold on, how did I say it?
No. You said Neighbors might be better than MHG, and I said ain't no might.
Yeah, ain't no might.
MHG might. I said MHG ain't even better than Brian Thomas.
Yeah, and then that started the conversation because I was like, I don't think he's better than Brian Thomas. Brian Thomas did have a good year last year. This year, boy, he is terrible this year.
So is Marvin.
But Marvin's pretty bad this year. I'm not gonna lie.
Cause see, at least they both dropping shit, but Marvin dropping wide open shit.
Yeah, nobody around you. Brian is just protecting himself.
Yeah, he's like, hey man, you saw these niggas right here? I ain't catching that. Hey, man, I got some fine shit at home, bro. I need this shit working.
Drinking through a straw trying to catch that ball, bro. Like, nah, man. Nah. Both of them are not performing up to stock at this point in time. It's really disappointing.
Yeah, it's just Neighbors.
It's just Neighbors by itself. But shit, they can't get him the ball. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think that's what got Russ benched.
I mean, but the thing is, he got on the ball in the first game. Then he played a very good Chiefs defense. I feel like they wanted to bench him anyway.
I feel like that's part of it.
Because the thing is, week 4, he's fresh off of a 400-yard game where he threw 3 or 4 touchdowns. And then the next, he has one bad game, and it's just like, all right, sit your ass down. Where can you get in?
Nah, I'm gonna be real with you. So one, they hadn't scored more than 9 points in the other two. Dallas, like Chicago, lit them up. Who played Dallas in the first game? The Eagles scored on every drive until the delay. Both teams had scored on every drive, and then nobody scored after the delay.
Yeah.
So like Dallas defense like tissue paper. So like, not that you throw that game out, but you do take it with a grain of salt. You play against the Chiefs defense, which admittedly is a good defense, but it's the simple stuff. Like, I don't want to steal nobody take. Chris Broussard is the one that said this, but like, it really did stick with me because it made me think about my playing experience. He was like, when the ball hit the crossbar, you might have lost the locker room, like the offensive portion of the locker room. Like, people really could just like stop believing in you because like on 4th down, you didn't even put the ball in play because it was one of two things. You either threw that ball, you either threw it away, or like you threw it away on 4th down, which is just it's a cardinal sin, or you threw it so bad that it missed and hit the crossbar. And either way,
it's just bad regardless.
either way, can't keep you. And I was like, that to me made a lot of sense because it's like, they was like, oh, why would you start him against the Chargers defense, which is pretty decent? Why wouldn't you wait until you play the Saints the next week, who've had a terrible defense thus far, right?
Throwing the boy to the fire.
Are they throwing him in there? And I was like, man, you got a point. But I think the other part about it is like, Neighbors had like 2 catches. And just like you talked about with Pitts, manufacturing offense, sometimes you just got to throw a dude a screen, bro. Sometimes you just got to throw a dude. Sometimes you got to force it into, sometimes you got to force a slant. Throw it at the dirt, but just to make it seem like, bro, I'm trying to get you the ball. Because, like, boy, he's just out there for cardio. He didn't get his first catch, I think, until like midway through the 3rd, if not later. Like, nah, bro. And it's a lot of mental, it's a lot of mind games out there. Like, point guards talk about this all the time. Sorry, little cross sports reference, but point guards talk about this all the time. Like, your best defender on the team you manufacture him a wide open three, just every now and then, right? The throwing ball, and it's a free play. It's
unless it's Tony Allen, who don't give a fuck about scoring. But
if it's Tony, but like 9 times out of 10, it's a free play. You don't care if he make or miss it. It's just the fact, like, bro, I need you engaged in the game. You got to touch the ball, right? Even if I got a dribble handoff action, instead of running it with my big, I might run it with my best defender just so you can touch the ball, bro. And if they heads to DHO, you're gonna spin around and you're gonna have a clear lane toward the rim. Go attack. You know what I'm saying? And you might pass off, but you're in the action. You're in the game, bro. For wide receivers, come on, bro. Like, even if, and that's what I'm saying, like, force a slant and throw it at the ground. You know what I'm saying? Like, or eat a sack. Either way, you got to make it seem like you're trying to get him the ball. You got to hike the ball and never take your eyes off him. You know what I'm saying? And when he get back to the huddle, you just be like, hey, they had you triple covered, but like, I was looking for you. You know what I'm saying? But that was not the case.
You just got something ever. Yeah. I tried. It didn't work, buddy. I'm sorry.
You know what I'm saying? Because I think what they did get him the ball on was a screen. And it's like, you couldn't have called that in the second quarter. You know what I'm saying? If you
drive shit.
Yeah, if you go through the whole first, well, no, because like first 15 scripted, right? And if they're shadowing, like if they're rolling 2 over to him, okay, cool. He's not open. These are our scripted plays. And I think they went 3 and out in the first 3 drives, but Kansas City wasn't scoring like that. So like your script may have lasted good into the second quarter. But at that point in time, bro, they're throwing the ball.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's why I think that the crossbar, all of that they was just like, nah, can't do it. And I'm surprised they didn't go to Jameis, to be honest. But
they see it from him, I'm guessing. So either way it go, if it don't work, they both get fired. So
I think he's toast anyway. Like, I think he's toast.
You want to the rookie. Yeah, want to the rookie, it's over with.
Yeah.
The only way he's saved is if they make the play. If this rookie come out being Mahomes, that's the only thing they save him.
That's the only thing. And they're 0-3 right now. The odds of making a playoff. And to be honest, out there they got to make the playoffs.
But he got to look damn good,
bro. 8-9, 7-10, maybe.
It depends on how they finish the season, right?
Yeah.
If they got some good momentum on the last 2 games, that might save them. If they don't, then
it like 7-10. Maybe like if you start out 0-6, which is definitely on the board, and you end the season 7-10, you might save your job. But if you and it's shaping up to be another 3-4 win season, out of there, big dog. Yeah. And they're just repeating the process of what happened to Daniel Jones, the guy that drafts you. You fire him, and now your guy has 2 head coaches in the first 2 years.
Dangerous.
So let's get into the Falcons game. We could not have called it more wrong. We could not have called it more wrong. Like we both had Atlanta money line. I haven't talked about
man. All right, let's move on. We ain't got to talk about it no more.
Like, just go over, bro. Like, for me, Penix over 220, no. London over 70, no. Pitts over 40, no. Chuba Hubbard over 80 yards. So here's what pissed me off, because I remember this. Pitts had 38 yards. Pitts had 38 or 39 yards. He was right there. And then Chuba Hubbard, he had 39 yards. And then Chuba Hubbard had
73.
Huh?
73.
I said, you dirty motherfucker.
No. You want to know what screwed me?
Pitts' longest catch was 16?
No, 17. I needed 17 and a half.
Half, yeah, bro.
So no, I got 3 of them, though. London, 5.5 catches. He had 5.
Mm-hmm.
Tevin Miller, 8.5 targets. He had 8. I was 0.5 off of everything.
Oh, man. Hey, that half an inch make a difference, big dog. That 0.5 make a difference. Yeah, and then Penix over 33 as his longest pass. You know, he was checked down, Charlie. Bijan over 82 and a half rush yards. He ain't come close. I had team under 200 yards rushing. We hit that pretty decently, as you can probably tell. Yeah, so a 1-4, and Taj, you had 0-5 on the props. So I had 0-5 on the games. You had 0-5 on the props, and then the 1-4 is just flip back and forth. This was a terrible week, right? But as we always say, don't bet nothing you can't afford to lose, right? Like don't put nothing out there that you ain't okay donating. You know what I'm saying? Because
right.
But that shit was tough.
Very.
But we go on to next week. So coming into week 4, I'm sitting at 3-12. And like, hey, look, I'm honest about this. I put these picks out on Twitter. I stand by them. I like my thought process, and we explain it on the pod each week. And you know how I'm still. That's my picks. I'm gonna stand beside them. Like that's is what it is. And then like we're homers, so it's very rare that we're gonna get the Falcons to lose. And obviously they're not gonna go undefeated. So it is what it is. Now, going for the games. Me and you both picked 2 games together, 2 games the same. We were kind of just on opposite ends a little bit. So my first game, I got Minnesota at Pittsburgh. I got Pittsburgh with the money line. Minnesota was on a high. I don't think Pittsburgh defense has been amazing by any stretch of imagination, but I don't think that they can't keep up offensively for the most part. I don't think that what's his name? Carson Wentz is going to do just like amazing stuff. And in that last game where they boat raced Cincy, didn't they have 2 defensive scores?
Yeah, the same person. I say Rodgers, sure.
Yeah, so like that kind of skewed the game in perception. You know what I'm saying? Because I think at one point in time they were up 23 zip, or was it 30 zip? They were up.
I couldn't even tell you.
Yeah, they was way up. So it's like obviously since he can't rush the ball, like your defensive scores are happening. It's an avalanche. Not that you throw that game out, but like I think Pittsburgh game is going to be a much more equal type of game. So I'm taking Pittsburgh money line. I got Tennessee at Houston. Yes, I'm betting on Houston again. I bet on Houston all 3 weeks, but this week I'm doing Tennessee +7. Right? So like Houston may win, but Tennessee will keep it close. And then my last game, Chicago at Las Vegas. I'm taking Chicago money line. I really like Chicago from what I seen last week. Seems like the offense is clicking. Las Vegas has some real big holes on the defensive end, and they were exploited last week. I think they'll be exploited again this week. For you, Taj, you took like the big games, the marquee ones. Green Bay at Dallas. You got Dallas. Holla at me. What you seeing?
I really ain't got no rhyme or reason. I just took that shit just holding something stick.
You said after last week, I just gotta try something different, bro.
They're just throwing darts at a dartboard at that point. That's where it landed.
Baltimore at KC was the same thinking, or you actually see something there?
Long as Derrick Henry don't fumble, they should win.
Bro, I don't know what is up with him. Because through the course of his career, he's never had a season where he's lost more than 3.
He done lost 3
in back-to-back weeks. Is bananas.
Man, that shit was hilarious watching him slam the helmet and he almost busted his ass.
Boy, hey, look, he looks so defeated, bro. And it's like, I think the Ravens are a really emotional team. And like that can work for you or against you, right? And I think there's times where they lose their composure and teams start to come back and they start to crumble a bit, and that's why they like lose a lot of leads. And then the other part about it, I think they can just bulldoze people when they feeling good and they dancing in the end zone. They can just be on the like. So we'll see, because I don't think either one of those teams. I think KC can afford to go to 1-3. I don't know if Baltimore can afford to go to 1-3, but I know neither one wants
really
to.
Don't want to start 1-3 regardless of that ain't no.
Yeah, I don't think either one wants to. And then Denver at Cincy, you got Denver money line. Ain't this a rematch of, was it the last game in the last year to get Cincy into the playoffs?
I mean, sure, but then it got no Burrow or.
And Bo Nix, hey.
He's looking good. It's looking good for us.
All right. I'm just saying, if you listen to the pod for any point in time, we was at the draft.
Just early.
Boy, what? Boy, what? I watched this man. I'm telling you, nah. And, maybe I'm victory lapping a little too early. Might just be a sophomore slump, but I tried to. All right. Now, the two games that we both picked. The New Orleans at Buffalo. You chose Buffalo money line. I chose New Orleans plus 15.5. Obviously, we both think Buffalo is going to win the game. But 16 points is disrespectful. I had to take it, bro.
Really, it's more than that, ain't it?
Nah, 15.5. That's 16.
Nah, because don't they automatically give you 3 for being the home team?
Buffalo's the home team.
So
really, really it's 13.
Okay, I got you.
Or 12.5. You know what I'm saying? Really, it's 13 or 12.5. And then 3 points for the home field advantage. So, like, you got 15.5 is like, that's 16 points is a lot, bro. Because the other thing
they very well could do it.
No, but the other thing I'm thinking about is once you get up so much, you're not really putting it on them still. In my mind, that's my thinking. Is that like
no? When I get up, I like to keep on putting it down, but that's
I can't with you, bro. I can't with you. But nah, man, like if they're up 24-0, right? Or they up 24-7, and it is obvious that like New Orleans can't score, and then New Orleans gets a little field goal late, you know what I'm saying, to cut it to 14, that's a win. It's 31-7. New Orleans gets 31-7. They'd have to get a touchdown and then some. 16, but 16 is a lot, bro. 16 is just a lot.
It is a lot, but it sounds doable. But I mean, I can't blame you for taking it because
honestly, when I saw that, because I was gonna take Cleveland with the -10 versus who they playing. It's not Philly. Hold on, because I saw Cleveland plus 10, and I was like, dang man, I might get that one. The Lions. Cleveland is plus 10 versus the Lions. And I was like, man, do I want that? And then I was like, nah.
Right, look, I didn't find that groove.
They do look like they done found that groove, but it's in Detroit. That ain't gonna be my official pick, but I might talk myself into that Sunday. We'll see. Yeah, but just 16 was a lot. Then Chargers at Giants. You got Chargers money line. I took the Giants plus 6. So, like, for me, and my thinking is that you get the bump from having a new quarterback in there. Guys playing good. It's a home game. The Chargers are coming from LA, right? 9:00 game basically for them. It seems like a decent pick.
9:00 game.
Or 10 o'clock game. My fault. 10 o'clock game for them. It seems like a decent pick. I still think Chargers gonna win, but
I mean, I've got Chargers winning, but to me this is kind of a win-win because I'm a dark guy. So Dark do his thing. I'm like,
yeah, you did. You had Dart over. You had Dart over Shador. Like, I give you that. Like, you didn't succumb to pressure there. Like, it can't be as bad as last week. I just know that much. It could, but like shit, then I might have
could be worse. We could get nothing.
I mean, that's true. 3-12, looking for a 5-0 week to try to climb out of this hole. You just need 4-1, and you'd be breaking even. But regardless, let's get into the Falcons pick. But we bumping up against you. We've been jabberjawed. We're 1-2 on the Falcons picks. The line is 1.5. We both took Atlanta just money line. So we both got Bijan anytime touchdown. You got Pitts at 37.5 receiving yards. I got him at 40. You got Penix at 226.5. I got him at 210. And so those are kind of like ours together, where it seems like we're telling the story of like it should be an offensive showcase, like coming back in, right? Like the offense should wake back up and get back on track, right? You've got Mooney getting at least 45 yards receiving. I've got London getting his first touchdown of the season. I feel like it's been a while since he hit the end zone, and I feel like this is a game where they start to acclimate him high back into the offense. We spoke about it on the Falcons pod. Yes, they let go of I Kill You, but it's not that they let him go. It's who they promoted to that position, right? So give us some insight on that one, Taj.
Well, I mean, I really ain't got much insight on it. I don't think that shit really too much matter, to be honest.
Well, no, about like the option routes and the QB seeing the same thing.
Oh, yeah, I mean, the option routes matter and all that, but it's just like, I don't know if that's a receiver coach thing or a scheme thing. I don't know who that's on. It's just a scapegoat ultimately, but the receivers weren't without issues. They weren't coached right. So, like, yeah, they were not on the same page with the quarterback, which is an issue. So I guess the thought process behind it to me is like, okay, we're going to take a quarterback back to where he was, and so the receivers and quarterback can be on the same perspective, so he can give them, okay, this is what the quarterback wants to see, not hearing like, as a receiver, this is what we want to do. No. So putting the receiver coach back into the receiver spot probably going to allow them to think more like the quarterback so they can see the coverage the same way. Because if I had to guess, he was probably teaching them the coverages wrong. And that's probably why they are where they are.
And I think you can see it because, like I said, the tape was not kind to Penix at all. But I will say, like one route on London, like really sticks out on me. London came and sat down toward the barrier, and you see Penix's throw like literally lead him up the field, right? But the safety was had to be like 15 yards away. So it's not like you were in imminent danger, right? It was one of those catch the ball heading up the sideline and then, make a play. If you get hit out at the 20, at the 30, all right, cool, but like head upfield. And I think that's one of those, like you were talking about, you just read the coverage wrong. Y'all not seeing the same things. And there's kind of just like miscommunication there.
Yeah.
And if the receivers have the leeway kind of to read and react, then it's imperative they're on the same page as a quarterback.
Absolutely.
And then the last one to pick. So if you guys have noticed the theme, we do 4 picks for the Falcons and 1 pick on the other team. There was almost nothing to pick. There was almost nothing to pick because I guess they don't know who's playing or anything like that. So the only thing I got was the longest field goal, Washington, and you had Gay at plus 1.5 field goal.
You gotta say the first name out there, just Matt Gay. And you had Gay. So
You're right. You had Matt Gay at 1.5 plus on the field goal.
That sound wild, but
yeah. And Taj had Gay. Like, whoa, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Yeah, so the picks aren't terrible. You need a 5-0 week. I need a 4-1 week to get back on track there. But I do expect an offensive showcase to be put back on, that the team come out with fire. They're able to hit on a lot of cylinders. And if Mariota's playing, we should be able to dominate this game. The offense doesn't change much for them, but like we know intimately how flustered Mariota can get, even when he breaks the pocket, right?
Yeah, but
So
it's
like,
just a matter of can be flustering.
exactly, right? And that defense got to get back to really another showing of Minnesota night, but I think that leads to a question that, me and you explored on the pod. Is JJ an NFL caliber quarterback? Did our defense just look good against somebody who truly wasn't good?
I mean, the defense has looked fine versus all the quarterbacks. You mean Baker? They've held in the 160.
But they haven't looked like that. They haven't looked like that.
Yeah, because the offense was moving the ball, so they didn't have to deal with defending short fields.
Which is what we ran into versus the Panthers. Can't run into that again.
The defense is doing it. I mean, the thing is that Panthers game could have been way worse. Like, yeah, it could have been way worse. But
like I said, film wasn't kind.
It could have easily been the Minnesota game.
Just the
Minnesota versus Bengals.
Yeah.
It could have easily been like 48-10 or some shit like that. So, hey, it is what it is. But yeah.
Yeah, the film wasn't kind, but we all had a bad week. We had a bad week betting. The Falcons had a bad week on the field. It was all bad. Let's hop back on it. We're going to get back on it this week. Follow us on all social media platforms. Make sure you hit that bell so you're alerted when we go live. Taj?
Yeah, that's not
supposed to shout something out.
Wear condoms. Kids are bad.
Nigga. The stream. Oh
man, I ain't worried about. I gotta get that set up first. Let me get that set
up. My God. All right. Well, why was wear condoms the first?
I didn't know what you was talking about.
Jesus, my God. I mean, I should take that advice. I got too many kids as is. Anyway, it's been your boy Qcity.
Your boy Todd Bravado.
We out.
Peace. I didn't know what the hell you was talking about.